Hello everyone, my name is Prashanthraju. I am pursuing my Masters of Engineering Manufacturing at Narava University. This video is all about expressing my experience in work interior learning in Unilever. This is a good opportunity which I got through Lateral University. Unilever is a British-Dutch multinational food corporation company. It is located in London head office. It started in the year of 1947. They're gonna make products like personal care, food products, and cleaning agents. My workplace is located at Tatura in Victoria State. In my workplace, they wanna make products like wet products and dry products. In dry products, they wanna make continental soups and continental noodles. In wet products, they wanna make Lipton tea. The main aim of this plant is to set up 13 cobots in production office. The main purpose of setting 13 cobots is to remove the manual handling of operators for placing the shipper carton magazines in the packing machine and to reduce the labor cost. The main role of mine is to provide programming for the cobots and handling it by performing the vision operation. The biggest achievement in my work integrated learning placement is assembling the cobot and making its grippers connection. Being a mechanical engineer, it's very hard to know about the robotics and its parts of function. So my manager and my colleagues made me to learn few things, and with that knowledge, I have made it assembled by and finally I have performed the vision task. This vision task helps in identifying the pattern for the object and fixing the coordinates to the object. When the object is when the object orientation is going to change, then the cobot is going to change its coordinates according to it and pick it the object and place on certain place. It was the biggest achievement which I have made in my work integrated placement. With this, I have got appreciation from the my staff and my manager. For the completion of my project, I have followed few stages. First stage is performing the risk assessment on the machines. This risk assessment is nothing but identifying the hazards on the machines and to reduce the risk to the operators. And second one is providing lockout target maps to the machine. This is the main purpose of the lockout target maps is to identify the isolation points on the machine so that we can easily switch off the machine and isolate it immediately when there is any hazardous on the machine. And the third one is modifying the machine according to the position of the cobot need to be placed. And the final stage is providing programming to the cobots. The cobot is nothing but it's a mini robot which occupies less space, and the cobot which we are using in my workplace is TM12. TM12 nothing but it's a TM is a brand name and 12 is the kilograms it can take to pick the object. I have performed the vision task to the cobot. The vision task is nothing but identifying the pattern for the object and fixing the coordinates to the object. So when the orientation of the object is going to change, then the cobot itself is going to change its position according to the its coordinates of the object. So it's going to identify the pattern of the object, then it's going to pick it up and place it in a certain desired place. This is the main roles which I have been working on in my workplace. While completion of my project, I have faced few challenges. The first challenge is excess payload of the cobot. The cobot which we are using is TM12. TM12 is Techman 12 is the payload of the cobot. The cobot payload is 12 kilograms, which is going to include the weight of the grippers as well. So thing is that the cobot's gripper weight is like approximately 4 kilograms, and normally normally in my workplace they're gonna place shipper cartons of 9 kilograms. So when we combine this gripper and the shipper cartons together, it's like 13 kilograms. So the payload has been exceeded. So when the cobot is picking the object, the payload has been excessing. So that with that, the joints of the cobot is been getting stuck and it's unable to move further. It was one of the challenge. With that, what I have done is that I have reduced the weight of the gripper by reducing the thickness of the grippers. And when we combine this gripper's weight and the shipper carton's weight, it's like around 11.5 kilograms. And it's now possible to place the shipper cartons into packing machine. And the another challenge which I have faced is placing the unit cartons. There are two type of cartons in my workplace. One is shipper cartons and another is unit cartons. The unit cartons, the grippers, when they are lifting the unit cartons, they are unable to place it in the packing machine because there is a lack of friction. They are when they are picking the unit cartons, due to the friction they are falling down. It was another challenge. To to overcome this challenge, I and myself and my manager, we have concerned the supplier of the unit cartons, and we have designed a new shipper carton box, and we have given and I have given a good programming for the cobot, how to place it, how to place the unit cartons, so that we can reduce this challenge. I have learned few things in my workplace. The first one is, make sure you provide a quality work to your manager. Whenever you do a work on a project, do 3 to 4 times error check and provide a quality work to your manager, so that you can reduce the pressure on your supervisor. And the second one is, whenever you work on a project, make sure you work with a team. So in a team, you can have each and every member have a different way of thinking and have different ideas, so that you can focus on their ideas and you can get a desired output for your project, and also you can grab a good communication with your colleagues in a team. And another thing is like, maintain ethics in workplace. It represents your behavior as well your company value. If you have a good ethics, automatically it represents yourself and your company value. Whenever you go for a conference meeting or client meeting, if you have a good ethics, then it will automatically increases the value of your company. And another thing is, maintain professionalism. Professionalism is nothing but maintain good body language, good communication, and good way of expressing your ideas. If you have like good body language while explaining your work to the to your colleagues, if you doesn't have a good body expression or body language, they doesn't focus on your speech, and they can get diverted to something else. So make sure you maintain good expression on your face, be polite with everyone, and be honest with your work. you, Whenever you work on a project, there will be a lot of difficulties you'll be facing. So it also increases your stress. To reduce the stress, think smarter and be creative, so that you can remove your stress out of your work, and you can make a easy work. And the documentation is nothing but it is a written part, communication to the third party. If you have a good documentation work, then automatically the third person can understand your project by reading your documentation. I have learned few things in my workplace. When I used to do a work, at the end of the day, I used to do 3 to 4 times error check, and I used to provide a quality work to my manager. The quality work is very important in the workplace. It is going to reduce pressure on myself and as well as on my supervisor. Whenever you work on a project, make sure you work with a team. So because you'll be having a lot of difficulties and a lot of pressure in a project. So if you work in a team, you can gain a lot of good ideas from your team members, so that you can focus on the ideas, and finally you can get desired output what I'm expecting in my project. And another thing is, have a good communication, whether it is a written part or oral. Make sure it's clear and understandable to your colleagues. And another thing is, it's my responsibility to handle the cobots in my workplace. So I had to explain each and everyone about the cobots. So I observed is that to get focus on myself, I should have a good body language, good face expression. In my workplace, it's my responsibility to handle the cobots. So it's my task to explain each and everyone about the cobots. So what I have observed is that when I used to explain to my colleagues, I should have good body language and good facial expression, and be polite and be honest what you're explaining to them. This is what we call as professionalism in the workplace. Maintain ethics in workplace. If you have good ethics, it automatically reflects on your individual behavior as well as increases your company value. Negotiation skills. Recently, I have went to a conference meeting where we have had a lot of challenges in my project. So the thing is, when the thing is that the we are like recommending for the requirements from the suppliers. With these requirements, the suppliers production rate has been going down, so they are like charging a lot for their production. They're increasing the cost of production. So we have recommended and we have given confidence to them about our business plans and everything, our project. With that, they are convinced and they have reduced the price, not completely, but some they have come down to 40%. This is called the negotiation skills. We should this is the negotiation skills we should have in our business. The another thing is which I learned is being an international student is very difficult to work in a different environment. But after few days, I adapted myself to work in any culture, any different environment. I adapted myself to work in any. It's an important thing to adapt ourselves to settle down in any culture or environment. The another thing is you should have proper documentation of your project. It's like that. It's not like every time you're gonna explain the project to your colleagues. Yeah, there is another way of representing your work or project to your colleagues. Is like preparing a proper documentation of the project. If you have proper documentation, you can explain them through documentation. And another thing, while working on a project, it's important to provide planning and time management. Prepare a planning for your prepare a strategy for your project and make sure each strategy has a deadlines on your deadlines so that at the end of the day you can provide a quality work on time. This is the thing which you have to follow in the workplace, that is planning and time management. The things which I would like to recommend for upcoming further students. The first one is when you get placement in a company, make sure you recollect your basic knowledge of your field as well as what the company requires of other field as well. You have to recollect those basic knowledge so that it can help you in a workplace. The another one is make sure that on your work, on your daily work, take feedback from your manager or your supervisor so that daily daily feedback is gonna help you in improving your drawbacks and improve your confidence, and it also helps in developing your career. And the other thing is that when you're working on a project, you'll be facing a lot of difficulties and challenges. So you'll be having a lot of solutions for the problem, but you'll be getting stuck with which one would be the better idea to implement on your problem. So better ask your advice. Never get fear of anything. Ask your manager. They want to help you definitely. Never get fear. It's one of the good thing you have to follow. Never get fear of anyone. Ask your solution. Definitely they want to help you and provide better solution for your problem. And another thing is when you work in a workplace, make sure don't restrict yourself to one field. If you belong to suppose you belong to mechanical, don't think that you have to work in only mechanical. You have to work in electrical, electronics or computer. Make yourself adapt to different field of work so that it can help you a lot. It was a good experience and good opportunity which I have got. Being an international student, it's very hard to get a placement in abroad. So I would like to thank a lot to the Will team and Latrobe University, especially Eddie, Noor and Kelly ma'am. And also I would like to thanks a lot to my manager Noel Rudy. He has helped me a lot in gaining the knowledge in on electronics and make me he also helped me in developing my career. I would like to thank him a lot. Thank you.